First thing I remember was lying in my bed.
How did Alice get out of the rabbit hole?
I remember there's a radio coming from
The way I got out
and I heard my
was
mother laugh. The way
stand on my
some
bed
ladies do when it's
to reach
late in
high
the
up,
evening,
and I
the
grabbed
music
the windowsill. The window was so high and long, about as long as my arms stretched out together, and it was about 8 inches high, but it was stuck up high up in the wall. I couldn't see anything, so I grabbed the windowsill, the bottom of the sill, and I pulled and I pulled and I pulled the window, all the window, it came down, down, down. And then I looked out that little window. It was only about, as big as my head. I could see out. And outside was the grasses. And there was birds. I could hear singing. All the things I'd been hearing. I could see the river, the little river going past. And I could see the train. There was a train going past, and it was blowing. Toot toot! A toot toot! I love trains. I love trains. When I was in my early 20s, I had to go. I went to the social worker because my head was hearing voices inside, and she advised me to take some things that made me happy. So I went shopping. What else do we do after my session? And I bought a book, and it was called I See No End to Travelling. And I know that travelling is about that train from when I was a tiny girl living in my little bedroom and a bit isolated in my family because I was the only girl and I wasn't allowed to touch my brother's trains. I wasn't allowed to touch his cars, but I could hear the big train going past, and I used to imagine I got on the train and I would go places in my mind. I went everywhere and I met lots of people in my mind. Lots of people who loved me and cared for me. There were children. There was a village. I went to a village. It was in the sky. It was a little bit like, I realised later when I saw the movie, when I was a bit older, it was a little bit like Camelot. It was a bit of a fairy tale town and village that I made in my mind. But there was people there. There was kids, and they played with me. And you know, those kids, they're really, in my mind, they're black and white kids. There's not a lot of colour in my Camelot. But there's roads, and there's houses, and there's places to walk, and there's flowers, and there's smells. You can smell the daffodils, although the daffodils don't have a lot of smell, I don't think. Jonquils, you can smell the jonquils. And freesias are so beautiful, but their remind me of cows. And the cows were on the hill, in the paddock. And that freesias, I think they're brown and white freesia cows. And they would go moo, moo. And I would go moo back at them as I walked through my imaginary town. I was always alone. I walked through alone. But I could say hello. Hello, Mrs. Johnson. Hello, Betty. Hello, Betty. Hello, dogs. Hello, doggy dogs. My dogs. Now I've got beautiful dogs. When I was a little girl, my brother had dogs. He had the dogs. But our dog, Niffy, she had babies. She had little babies, and I used to cuddle the babies. But then one day, my mother, she accidentally, I think she said she accidentally ran over one of the babies, and I was devastated, and I just couldn't stop crying. And I hated my mother for running over that baby. And I went to a black place. I can see black. It's all black now. And I'm down that rabbit hole. And I want to get out of that rabbit hole. How am I going to get out of that rabbit hole? That rabbit is down there with his clock and his big ears going flippity floppity flippity floppity. And he's waggling his finger at me like, you don't belong down here. You are not Alice. Where's Alice? We want Alice.
She's a boon to all mankind.
So I turn into Alice. Let's be Alice for a little while. I can be Alice. I can be Alice the rabbit. I'll play croquet with the queen. Where's the queen? She's a bit bossy. She's like my mother. Bossy. She's a bully. Makes me dress in certain things. Makes me feel certain things. Get in the bath, she says. Get in the bath. The bath is not hot. The bath is not hot. You just get in that bath. It's not hot. I know it's hot. It's fucking hot. It's really hot. She forces me into the hot bath and my body goes swelter. I'm sweating in the bath. My body is tingling all over. It's burning. It's sweating. It's burning. It's bubbling. My body. If I stay there, if I stay under the hot water, in the hot water, slowly it cools, gets cooler, my body, it changes. I can't feel anything now. Feeling's gone. She doesn't like me. She pushes away my feelings. She doesn't like me to feel anything. I'm not allowed to feel anything. I'm not allowed to cry. So how do we get out of this rabbit hole? Alice is going to help. I can't find any magic potions to get out of this rabbit hole. There's nothing. There's no little matchboxes. There's no little vials. There's nothing that says drink me or eat me. Except at dinner time when Mum and Mother says, eat it all. You're not leaving the table until you eat it all. Oh. And then she says, go to bed then. Go into your bedroom and don't come out. Close the door. So I pull the window down and I look out with my mind out the window and I hear the train. The train takes me off with the butterflies. There's lots of colourful butterflies on it. And you can fly on the butterflies, but I don't fly with the butterflies. Because I'm a bit heavy, I don't want to squash the butterflies. And I work. I'm out of the rabbit hole. I'm flying. I often fly. I'm flying like a butterfly. And I do go flying. And then when I heard about Father Christmas and that he goes flying, I was a bit scared I would meet Father Christmas in the sky one day. And then I heard about witches that go flying. But witches are meant to be bad. Are there any good witches? Good witches? I want to meet the good witches. I want to meet the witches that have children, who care for their children, love their children. I am going to be a witch. I'm going to fly on my broomstick. I'm going to be a white witch. I'm not going to have children, but I'm going to care for the children. I'm going to care for the children because children get beaten. Children get bullied. The children are not allowed to speak. They're not allowed to feel anything. They're not allowed to say, I hate you for killing the puppy. I hate you. I hate you. I'm not allowed to say that. No, go to your room. Go to your room. You go into the room and close the door. You stay in that room until I let you out. That might be tomorrow. I'm not allowed out till tomorrow. My dad, he doesn't come in. He comes home from work and I wish he would come in. I wish so hard he would come and say hello. Give me a kiss. Say hello, make me feel good. But he doesn't come in. So I get on the train. And wind blows in the grasses. I creep through the grasses. I'm heading to the train. And now I know vagabonds, vagabondy men, they can jump on the trains when they're moving. Jump on the train. I'm going to jump on the train. I'm going to be a vagabond girl. Girls in Australia can be vagabonds. We could be jump on the train, and I get in the boxcar, and I sit back with the fellas, and we all yarn and tell stories, and we have a happy time, and we go on the train, and it goes be with these people. I love my brother. My little brother's good. I love people who hurt me. They hurt me all the time. They make me stop talking. They don't listen to me. They never listen to me. I'm silent. I'm invisible. I'm a nobody. I'm a nothing, a nobody. So Alice, the Queen can't see me. I'm invisible. She doesn't even see me, Alice. I'm dressed up in my little pinafore that Mother made. She makes all my clothes. It's probably how she possesses my heart. I'm wrapping them in her clothes, wrapping my body, wrapping my heart. She tugs at it and it goes along and it tries to love her. But sometimes there's hate. I hate her. Sometimes I'm sad and I cry. Just want her to love me. Love me. So while I'm a little girl, I try and get out of the rabbit hole by using my imagination